So I'm going to yoga, but before I go, I just want to check in with you guys and talk to you about something that I think is very important. So I want to talk to you today about moving in with your partner. Nowadays, we like to live with our partners before we get married. Research has shown that when people slide into living together, people end up less happy in their relationships. When I say slide, I mean, I spend loads of nights at my partner's place, he spends loads of nights at mine, we're practically together all the time anyway, we might as well move in together, right? Well, research shows that when it happens this way, we typically end up unhappy in our relationships like a few years down the line. Whereas if the decision is a consciously made one, where we talk about it, hey, how do you feel about living together? Have you thought about this? Blah, blah, blah. I think it would be a good idea, blah, blah, blah. And it's a consciously made decision. You're more likely to have relationship success. And by this I mean being happier in your relationship, a few years down the line. Making a conscious decision and committing to it makes a big difference for your relationship as a whole. It's a scary decision, right? What if you want it, but you're not sure it's gonna work out? Where should you live? Her place, my place, his place, my place. It can all be quite confusing, so sometimes it's easier to not talk about it. But don't let the fear get you, and make sure that you do talk about it. So here's a few tips for you on what to talk about when you're trying to decide whether or not to move in together. If you both want to give it a go, set a date. It's very, very important that you ask yourself honestly, how much time do I need before I live with my partner? Do I need 6 months? Do I need 1 year? Do I need 2 weeks? Be real with yourself. Take practical issues into consideration as well. Maybe your work is too far away from where you're going to be living, so wait until you get a car. Maybe you need to give your mom some time to adjust to the idea of you living with your partner. Talk it out and think it through. Be ready to compromise, because your partner might have a different time frame. So you might want 6 months, but your partner might want 1 year. So be ready to compromise, but don't give up your position entirely. There's 2 people and you need to compromise between you. Choose little rituals to help you to transition. Let's say you choose 6 months. Maybe you could dedicate every Sunday or 2 Sundays a month to creating space for your partner to move in. You can make it fun, so you could meet up for coffee and have some breakfast together, and then go to the apartment and start to transition, start to make it yours. You might choose to paint certain areas. What this does is it marks the fact that this place is gonna belong to both of you. It's gonna be your place, it's your place together. So working on it helps you to transition into having a common space. You might have to talk about money issues. So you might have to talk about whether you're going to create a joint bank account, how you're going to pay for bills, rent, food. Maybe you earn different amounts of money, so maybe splitting things 50-50 just doesn't make sense. Maybe you want to give it a percentage like 70-30 or the other way around. It's totally up to you. Don't be surprised if you argue. We can get quite territorial about money. After all, we work hard to earn money. And we don't like it when other people try to tell us how to spend our money. So don't be surprised if arguments come up. You'll get through them, just keep talking about it. When you do move in together, it's really nice to mark the occasion with a special event. Set the date and honor the date. Move in on the date. Let people know you're moving in together, because it's an important step. You're choosing to share life together. Honor it. You can create a little ritual to make that special. My husband and I, when we moved in together before we got married, we created a ritual. We saw this jug. We each chose 5 objects to put inside the jug. The 5 objects symbolized what we loved about our relationship and what we wanted to keep creating within our relationship. So what was important for us, what the move symbolized to us. We dedicated an evening to this ritual. We made it special, we had some wine, and we put the objects in the water jug. I didn't know what his objects were, and he didn't know what mine were, until we sat down together and explained what each object symbolized. So I'm not gonna show you everything that's inside the jug, because it's quite, it's a private thing, but I'll show you a couple of objects just to give you an idea. The first object in here is something I put in. It's a recipe for banana bread. I chose to put this in here not just because we eat a lot of banana bread, but because banana bread is very nourishing. I want to continue to nourish our relationship. We can't just leave it to float on its own. We need to put energy and love into it for it to continue to grow. There's another thing that I put in. It's photos of my husband and I at a wedding having a good time. It's for laughter and good times. So to make sure that we continue having fun together. When you've been together for a while and you have to share a lot of daily responsibilities, sometimes a relationship can kind of lose its spark. So it's really important to keep the fun going, keep going out on dates, keep meeting up with friends, just keep being silly and having fun, incorporating humor. Okay, I'll see if there's one more thing and then I'll stop. I just remember what this is for. Yeah, this is something my husband put in. There's 2 rings attached to a padlock. This is his ring and this is my ring. And it basically symbolized that we were bringing our lives together by moving in. So yeah, this was his symbol of saying, I want to bring our lives together. So that's enough of that. Woo. My last tip for moving in together is don't expect the movie montage. There will be bumpy roads, don't expect it to all be perfect. You might argue, things might not go as perfectly as you wanted it to. You might come across some of your partner's ex's stuff in their boxes or whatever. It happens, just keep talking, keep the honesty there. If you like this video and you'd like to see more like this, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And I wish you super good luck if you decide to have the conversation. Yeah, wishing you lots of love and have a super good day. Bye.